What does it mean to be successful with women? What does it mean to be quote unquote good with women? And I think if you think about that word, successful with women, good with women, it doesn't make any sense. There's absolutely no reason to be saying words like that. It's just a euphemism for something else, because what it really is, what it sounds like to me, is they're saying how to get the most amount of women in your life, how to have the most sexual experiences with girls. Right? That's really what they're saying, but they're covering it up with a different word. So let's take two different guys. One guy has had a lot of sexual experiences. He's had a lot of sex with a lot of different girls, and one guy has had one sexual experience with one girl. Now the question is, who's more successful with women? Who's better with women? Judging by what a lot of the stuff out there on the internet is, you'd say, okay, well, the guy who's hooked up with all these different girls is more successful with women. But wait a minute, because think about where these guys came from, because that definition is in itself pretty arbitrary. Because the guy who has slept, let's take the guy who slept with a bunch of different women, he slept with 50 girls, and he's so proud of it, right? Now, if that guy has had all these sexual experiences, but all the partners that he's had, all the girls that he's been with, kind of, it wasn't really a good time, they didn't really like him, they never tell their girlfriends about him, because it was kind of like, they'd rather just forget about that guy. It was kind of like a drunken hookup, right? So, that's his experience. Then you take the guy who's had one girlfriend, who's had, or been with one girl, but that one experience was a beautiful thing. It was an amazing time. He made her feel amazing. He felt great, right? They shared a beautiful moment, and she will never forget him for the rest of her life. Now, who's better with women? Who's more quote-unquote successful with women? You see? See how it's really, the definition is very fuzzy. Now, you take that and flip that around, flip side. So you have same two guys. One guy's been with one girl. The other guy slept with a bunch of women. Now, the guy who slept with a bunch of women, even though they were just really short, little quick hookups, every single one of those experiences was fun. It was great. They had a good time. They shared a good time together. They had some laughs. They both grew out of it. It was memorable. She remembers him. Each one of those girls remembers him fondly and keeps in contact with him or whatever. And you take that, compare that with the guy who's now slept with one girl, and the one girl that he's been with, it was just a terrible, maybe it was a relationship or whatever, maybe it was just one hookup, but it was just really bad. And they both rather forget about it, they're fighting. It was just a black spot in the experience, in his experience and in her experience. Now in this situation, who's better with women? Well, now it goes back to the guy who slept with a bunch of women, and not the guy who slept with one woman. So it's very arbitrary, the dividing line. So what it really comes down to has nothing to do with the amount of women that you're sleeping with, the amount of women that you're able to attract. Because it can be 1 or it can be 100. It's completely irrelevant. What's relevant is the experience that you create. That's the only thing that's important, is what kind of an experience are you creating for yourself? What kind of experiences are you creating? And all these little different experiences don't really matter, because it's actually all one continuous process, right? It's your own life. And you realize that it's not just your experience, because in order for you to have a good experience with women, to be quote-unquote successful with women, you have to be able to allow her to have a good experience. That's the only way it works. And so you see, your own satisfaction, your own enjoyment in this whole process depends on her enjoyment. It depends on her enjoying herself. So that it is her being able to enjoy herself, and you being able to enjoy yourself. So it's not your success, and it's not your being good. Your success is dependent on her success. It's one in the same process. Because what it really boils down to, the entire thing, is, are you a good lover? Are you able to treat her right? Are you able to treat her well? So the success, this hierarchy thing, being better, going to the next level, is completely counterintuitive. It's completely irrelevant to your ability to be a good lover, to your ability to experience romance, to your ability to create a romantic situation. Now, be it with one woman or be it with many, that's up to you. I mean, that's, you know, whatever means that whatever way you have to do it is the way you have to do it. If you have to sleep with a bunch of women, that's fine. If you only want to sleep with one woman, that's fine too, if you're looking for that one girl. But the thing that it boils down to in the end is your ability to be a good lover, to see yourself as a good lover, and to be able to provide for the woman that you're with, to be able to create a that loving romantic experience with her. To use the word success together with the word women, success with women, is completely defeating the entire purpose of what you're going into. Because you're treating something that is a romantic experience, it's supposed to be a seductive experience. You know, you're seducing yourself and you're seducing her. You're creating a beautiful thing. You're creating an emotional experience for both of you. Something that's supposed to be emotionally memorable. And you're taking that and you're turning it into some kind of like an economic value exchange. Which is, should not be put together. It's all about the numbers and it's all about the quantity. Right? It's always all about the quantity. And so you say, oh, no, it's not about the quantity. It's actually, I'm about creating a good experience because I'm providing value. Well, see, now you're providing value again. That's still quantity. So you see how you're still going back into, we still go back into this numbers game. This amount, being better, being more, being higher, which is completely outside of the scope of what we feel. The experience that we have here in the heart, communicating from the heart. Yeah. Having a present moment experience is not something that's quantifiable at all. Honestly, what's really happening is that because you never say, I'm successful with friends, or anything like that, so what you're really doing is that entire phrase is an objectification of a person, a class of people, that is women. So all you're doing with that is you're objectifying women, treating them as a commodity, something to be had, something to be gained, something from which to extract value out of. And if you want to go that route, but just understand what that's doing to your mind. Understand what that's doing to the way that you see other people, the way that you treat other people, right? It's this part of myself, this part of me that's communicating to you right now, the part of me that's my eye is looking into you. That's the part that matters, and that's the part that matters to her. So the more we're in touch with that, and the more we're aware of that, the more she's going to feel it when you talk to her. Just like right now, the way that I'm talking to you, because it brings us into the present moment.